Thank you for purchasing C4 Outdoors Varmint 48. We thought it'd be a really good idea to do video instructions. That way you've got a visual interpretation of all the steps done visually. So in the end you get the best product you can possibly get with this product. If you purchase the kit, you'll notice that it comes with a refill box inside. And in that box is step-by-step instructions, some shampoo, a degreaser, and most importantly, the special blend that makes up Varmint 48. So before we get into step one, you'll notice on the instructions that there's things to be aware of prior to doing it. So read that through, it's very important. Where we're going to start off today is the degreasing. We need to make sure that that fur has got not only the blood and the dirt out of it, but most importantly is the oil. We want to get as much oil out of that hide as possible, which is the degreasing step here. So that's what we're going to do first. So fill your pail 3/4 of water. I basically will fill it till about here, so just below the top of the label is what I'll do. And I'll go grab a coyote and we'll degrease it. So in my example, I grabbed the biggest coyote I could find that I'm going to tan using the Varmint 48. So in the instructions you'll notice at the top it says to get all the oil out, blood, dirt, and make sure that your pelt is skin side out. Now chances are, if you're like me, I prefer my pelts dried out, so it makes it really hard to turn these things inside out. It is possible, but you have a good chance of ripping it because it's so dry. So what I like to do is put it in the water and wait until it becomes soft again, and then I'll reach up through the belly, grab the nose, which I'll fold in through the mouth like this. I'll grab onto the nose and then I'll pull it inside out, and then I'll give it a good wash once I'm able to do that. So first things first, let's get the grease out. So I'm going to take my coyote in this case and I'm going to put him in the pail. I filled the water up to about the top of the label here. This is a big sucker too, so here we go. Now remember, the idea here for me is to get it soft enough that I can pull it inside out. So I'm just going to completely submerge him in this water. My water temperature is medium, I would say. You don't want it too warm because you don't want the hair to slip, but you don't want it too cold or the degreaser won't foam up. So it's yeah, just a medium temperature. So while he's soaking there, what I'll do is I'm going to pull up my degreaser and I'm just going to work it on the fur while I'm waiting. I'll use a good chunk. I like to use lots. I made sure in the kits there's more in here than you'll ever need, but for one pelt anyways. But I'm a firm believer of overkill, so hey, there we go. Oh yeah, I can start to feel it already soften up a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to let that kind of sit in there for now until it softens up, and we'll return when I pull it inside out and we'll degrease the skin. Okay, so it's still fur side out, and you'll see that the water is dirty, of course, but I think it's soft enough that I can reach in. So to avoid a mess, you just kind of get to its back end like this, and you'll reach in all the way to get to the nose. Not sure if you can see this. So I put my hand in all the way to there. I'll tuck the nose in here and I'll grab onto that nose. And then what I'll do is I'll gently fold this back out and pull Now it's inside out. Just like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put more degreaser in here and really rub this in. Here's some here. So I'm just going to squirt this all like that. No such thing as too much. You'll be able to feel the grease in your hands. Real slippery like this, so I just couldn't give it a good work. Yeah, it doesn't take long for them to get soft again. But I'll do this until it's completely soft. In fact, this is why I like putting lots in the kit. And then once you feel that it's good enough, what I do is, to avoid a mess again, I grab it by the nose and I'll squeeze like this. But make sure, like if you're doing a fox for example, or a rabbit, they're a lot thinner. You don't want to rip it. And I'll just kind of squeeze it out like this, all back into the pail. And then when you get to the tail, especially if you're doing a fox, it's one of the nicest traits of them. Just be gentle and just give it a squeeze like this. So feel free to go back in, degrease it as much as you want. You can't overdo this step, so you know, whatever you're comfortable with. Next step's going to be I'm going to empty this pail. And I'm going to fill it back up 3/4 of water again, and we'll be ready to throw the Varmint 48 in.